Hello there, friends, and welcome back. We're going to be doing a communication breakdown of Matt McConaughey's 2014 acceptance speech for Best Actor in the movie Dallas Buyers Club. A lot of wonderful takeaways that we can learn from, especially his preparation, his authenticity, his structure, and the supporting details that he uses. So we'll play a little bit of this and we'll pause. And in the opening here, he's going to do his due diligence and thank a whole bunch of people before he moves into the main chunk of what he's going to share.
Thank you. Thank you to the Academy for this. All 6,000 members. Thank you to the other nominees. All these performances were impeccable, in my opinion. I didn't see a false note anywhere. I want to thank Jean-Marc Vallée, our director. I want to thank Jared Leto, Jennifer Garner, who I worked with daily.
So there he thanks the other actors and shows them a little respect. He thanks the director and his co-stars as well. This is a great way to get settled in. You don't usually start right in with your main point, but here now he's going to transition into the main chunk of what he's saying, and he signals that by giving a very clear thesis statement and preview.
There's a few things, about 3 things to my account that I need each day.
3 things that I need each day. If you've ever tried to whittle down a thesis statement in a presentation, the simpler, the better. A lot of times we start out with a pretty wordy, sophisticated, and hard to follow thesis statement, and it takes some time and some practice to get a pencil and a piece of paper to whittle this down and cross words out, and he has done a great job. And now here's his preview.
One of them is something to look up to, another is something to look forward to, and another is someone to chase.
This is a really clear indication that McConaughey has prepared in advance. A lot of times you see speakers up there that literally say, I didn't prepare anything. They're fumbling some notes. McConaughey doesn't have notes. He doesn't have anything, and he's completely composed, and he signals a roadmap. That's a great indication that he's probably been alone in a room for an hour or maybe more practicing this 3-minute acceptance speech that he didn't even know he was going to win ahead of time. So he signals 3 main points, and now he's going to go dig down into the first one.
Now, first off, I want to thank God, because that's who I look up to. He's graced my life with opportunities that I know are not of my hand or any other human hand. He has shown me that it's a scientific fact that gratitude reciprocates. In the words of the late Charlie Lawton, who said, when you got God, you got a friend, and that friend is you.
There he's got a great first point, someone to look up to. He's speaking from the heart about God, and he quotes Charlie Lawton, a deceased actor. So he's giving some good supporting details here, not just speaking his own words, but quoting somebody. It's always a great move. It adds a lot of variety to a presentation, and it helps emphasize the point you're trying to make. Sometimes other people have a way of saying it better than us, so it's always great to bring in a strong quote like that. And now he's going to move into his second point.
To my family, that's who and what I look forward to. To my father, who I know he's up there right now with a big pot of gumbo. He's got a lemon meringue pie over there. He's probably in his underwear, and he's got a cold can of Miller Lite, and he's dancing right now.
Matt McConaughey has always been a wonderful self-styled speaker. He's not trying to fit a mold. He's really being himself here. His authenticity is showing through here once again, and he's going to get even more authentic as we move forward in this main point number 2.
To you, Dad, you taught me what it means to be a man. To my mother, who's here tonight, who taught me and my 2 older brothers, demanded that we respect ourselves. And what we in turn learned was then we were better able to respect others. Thank you for that, Mama. To my wife, Camilla, and my kids, Levi, Vita, and Mr. Stone, the courage and significance you give me every day I go out the door is unparalleled. You are the 4 people in my life that I want to make the most proud of me.
He barely holds it together here. It was a really touching moment. And you can see the look in his wife's eye, and he mentions his kids' names. So authentic, so from the heart. You know, nowadays we just really want the real thing. And this is a great moment in the presentation here in the acceptance speech.
And to my hero, That's who I chase.
This is his third point, person who he chases.
Now, when I was 15 years old, I had a very important person in my life come to me and say, who's your hero? And I said, I don't know, I got to think about that. Give me a couple of weeks. I come back 2 weeks later. This person comes up and says, who's your hero? I said, I thought about it. You know who it is? I said, it's me in 10 years. So I turned 25 10 years later. That same person comes to me and goes, so are you a hero? And I was like, not even close. No. She said, why? I said, because my hero is me at 35. So you see, every day, every week, every month, and every year of my life, my hero is always 10 years away. I'm never going to be my hero. I'm not going to attain that. I know I'm not. And that's just fine with me because that keeps me with somebody to keep on chasing.
Wonderful, again, self-styled story, a little humor woven in. So he has a story here about himself in the future. He had a story about a visual kind of representation of his father in heaven over a pot of gumbo, very touching moment. And then he did a nice quote from Charlie Lawton earlier. There's 3 bright moments here that are easy to remember. He paints a visual picture in each of them. Supporting details are the things that fill up your structure. You have an intro, body, conclusion, but where you get your bulk, where you get the memorable details are in those stories and examples and so forth. And now he's going to wrap up really clearly in a conclusion.
So to any of us, whatever those things are, whatever it is we look up to, whatever it is we look forward to, and whoever it is we're chasing, to that I say amen. To that I say, all right. And to that I say, just keep living, huh? Thank you.
I think what's most satisfying about this conclusion is not only is it clear, if it wasn't clear before, it's really clear now. He had a plan this whole time, someone to look up to, look forward to, and to chase. He mentioned the audience's interests. So whoever it is that you look up to, that you look forward to, and that you chase. So he brings them into his conclusion. It's not just about him anymore. He's expanding the conversation to speak to listeners' interest. And then he finishes with, and he recaps, and then he finishes with this great quote. He's quoting himself here, all right, from the movie. You probably know Dazed and Confused if you followed his career at all. It's one of the first movies he did. He became very well known just for that line alone in that movie. It was a well done line. So he's bringing that back, drawing on something that he knows will be a strong ending. A lot of time presenters finish and they just say, well, that's it. That's all I had to say. And so we can learn a lot from watching Matt McConaughey's 3-minute acceptance speech. He was obviously highly prepared, didn't use notes, had a clear structure, very authentic, and gave lots of great supporting details. So lots of great takeaways. And as I mentioned, if you've never subscribed to this channel, Communication Coach, I encourage you to do so. We look at these things like breakdowns, and we have other kinds of instructional videos on leadership and communication skills. So thanks, God bless, and I will see you next time.